Okay, we got a big game Thursday night. It's the Green Bay Packers at 9-3, heading to Detroit to play the 11-1 Lions. So I thought I'd bring in one of the great Detroit Lions of all time, the winningest head coach in Lion history, Wayne Fontes. Welcome.
They keep saying, I got to tell you this. They keep saying I'm the winningest coach in Detroit Lions history. It's because I've coached the longest there. Okay, we get that squared away. I enjoyed every win we had there, and I loved Detroit Lions.
66 wins, 2 division titles. That was the NFC Central. But I want to go back to what you have. What's a message you might have for the Lions fans that are out there today? What message would you like them to hear?
It'd be very easy. Very easy. It's just like, I'm going to tell you now, go sell your house, sell your car, find out if the Detroit Lions are on the stock market and buy all the stock you can buy. This is not a good team. This could be a great football team, and I'm so proud of them, you can't believe it.
You were a very fiery guy. A lot of people said you're a player's coach. I just want to know what you see in Dan Campbell, the coach of the Lions, and how he compares to your style.
No, they always said that, John. They said that, Dan Campbell's like Wayne Fontes. And I come back with saying, no, there's only one Wayne Fontes. Come on now. And they say, why you say that? And I say it because I enjoyed my years at Detroit. We were good. But Dan Campbell is taken to another level. Dan Campbell is much better than we were back when I was coaching. The guy is a stud. His team is well prepared. They're well coached. They're well disciplined. I just can't tell you. I watch them play and I just go, wow, I'm impressed. You never see, am I talking too much here?
No,
okay.
Hell, let her rip.
Listen, you never see anybody wide open to catch a pass. They're disciplined. They know what they're doing. They're not overcoached, and that's great. Those guys play because they know what they're doing, and that's a tribute to the coach, and he does a great job.
Detroit, they've been kind of laughed at for the last several years. I mean, they bottom of the barrel, last place, top pick in the draft. What would it mean to Detroit if they ever got to the Super Bowl and won it?
I would be there.
You would you?
Oh, absolutely. With that, have a cigar and a cocktail. Mm-hmm. And it would be great for this city. They've suffered many, many years. I left there. I've been retired 30 years, John. I don't even look that old, do I?
No, you look great, man.
But my wife says I look that old. But anyway, if Detroit wins the Super Bowl, that city will go crazy, and the city deserves it. Mr. Ford, Bill Ford, who I worked for, and I have to set this record straight. They always said, well, he didn't care to win. He didn't want to pay. Mr. Ford wanted to win. Let's straighten that out. He was a great owner. He did everything he could to help us win the Super Bowl. I came up a little short. But other than that, this guy wanted to win. And the reason I'm saying that, because he has a daughter now, Sheila, who is now running that team, and she's a lot like him. She wants to win, and she's just a superstar owner, and the people like her. And I know this because I correspond with her every now and then. But I keep that a secret.
That's good, Wayne. I want to create a couple analogies.
All right.
Right now,
am I talking too much?
No, I love hearing you. Are you kidding me? We haven't heard from you in 30 years, man. When I watch the Lions, I love Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I mean, these two guys are closing in on 1,000 yards. You had a running back named, what was his name? Barry Sanders? Was he good or what?
He was the man. John, I used to stand, you watch these guys run today, and the Lions have 2 excellent running backs. They put them together, and they might be a Barry. Nothing against them, but Barry was special. But I used to stand behind the offense in practice. You see a lot of players going to go run to the right, and they stick it like that and cut back left. Mm-hmm. That's what they all do. Barry would run like this here, and his feet would go up, and he didn't have to hit it. It was going. He was going that way. He was amazing. The guy was the best, but better than that, what a great young man Barry Sanders was.
Tell the fans what you would do when you're the head coach on the road. You're sitting on the bus.
Okay, listen. Well, this started. Barry Sanders is special. I got to tell you that. So, and the players loved Barry Sanders. So after we would practice, we had to get on the bus to go to our wherever we're playing. And I would say, "Is the team here?" And they would say, "Oh yeah, we're all here." And I said, "No, the number 20. Where is he?" And then, like we could take a road trip. We'd be standing by the bus like this. I'm looking. And all of a sudden I would see Barry get out of his car and go to the bus. They say, okay, guys, the team's here. We could go. So that kind of kept it going for a while. Then the following week, John, we had a road game. And now I'm standing looking. Where's Barry? Please, Barry, don't be late. Where's Barry? And I'm looking. I can't find him. The players are just standing like they're kind of laughing. And I said, what's up? Now I'm starting to look around, and Brett Perryman says, Coach, the team's on the second bus. We could go. I said, well, hell, let's go. The team's here. But he was special. He was special. If you didn't like Barry Sanders, you don't like apple pie and ice cream.
You know, I look at this year's Lions team. They got Gibbs. They got Montgomery. You had Barry Sanders. But you also mentioned Brett Perryman. You had Herman Moore on one side, Perryman on the other. I look at the Lions.
Johnny Morton?
Yeah, Johnny Morton. I look at the Lions with Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're a hard team to defend, Coach.
Yes, they are. And I don't, that's why I keep saying I think they're just well coached. The guy makes plays that he has to make. If it's 3rd and 19, he makes 19 and a half. And he makes it right there. The runners run down the field and turn around, there's the ball. When they got this quarterback, Goff, the Lions changed their face, their team, and the Lions are going to be a team to be reckoned with, John, for a long time.
Let's talk about the injuries, though. I mean, I'm going through the injury report. The Lions got at least 7 or 8 key guys out. How do you deal with the Packers, man? They're coming in here, they're loaded, and they're red hot.
You know, and the thing I like about the Lions, what you just said, that is they don't care if you got this guy hurt. They care about the injuries, but they can function with another player. And when they lost their defensive end, who I thought was one of the best in the league, in the second game of the season.
Yep, Hutchinson.
And they haven't missed a beat. And everybody forgets about their defense. Their defense will say, well, they're not so good. Their defense is pretty damn good, Coach.
They're number 1 in the league on 3rd down.
They're number 1 on everything. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Get your stock out and buy it all.
Let me ask you this, though. The Green Bay Packers. I was a receiver coach for the Packers. We used to do battle twice a year. What was your...
I'm going to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to interrupt you. We were coming in to play the Packers in Green Bay.
We let the grass grow.
This is your show, though. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway,
everybody gives me shit, Wayne.
Okay, listen. We're going to play Green Bay, and the night before the game, of course, we're at the hotel, and I get a call in my room, and the manager comes down and says, Coach, I hear that they have fire trucks out on the field. They're watering now it was like 30 below zero, and they said they get the trucks out there watering the field down. You know, so it'll be slippery. So the next day we go out there, and they were right. We went out there, and God, it was so slippery. It was like the second coldest game in history. And we're sitting in, and our manager's going, hey, listen, you guys got to come in, change your cleats, change your shoes. Everybody's panicked. And the Barry's over there like they're sitting in the corner, and they said, Barry, you're going to change your shoes. He said, no, I don't need to change my shoes. He said, my shoes are okay. Game started. He was the only guy that never slipped. I mean, he was amazing. He just was amazing.
So what did the Packer-Lion rivalry mean to you personally when you saw him on the schedule, when you showed up at the stadium?
I loved it. It was great tradition playing Green Bay. Probably one of the greatest Green Bay games that we had. And I hate to think about it. It was on Thanksgiving, and we had them beat. And I always told my coaches and my players, football's an easy game. It's all about tackling, okay? Running, tackling, blocking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Don't give them too much to think about. Mm-hmm. My whole deal was to make sure you knew what to do on every play. The Green Bay Packers are coached that way. You were there.
Yeah.
Then I also played against you when you were at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And you threw those passes to the...
Lomas Brown guaranteed victory and pissed us off.
But anyway, I'm rattling here. But anyway, Green Bay gets the ball. We're up by, I don't know, by 5, whatever. Last play of the game. Brett Favre, I'll never forget it. I wake up and going, oh! I wake up in the middle of the night. We got him beat. The last play, Brett Favre gets the ball. He runs to his right. We're there. He stops. He runs back to the left. We're there. Well, Coach Steve, he stops. He just turned around and threw it cross field to the corner of the end zone.
Remember who caught it?
Yeah, yes, I do. And I goes, gee, and he was wide open. And I said to myself, the first time ever that I've been coaching that we've ever busted a coverage. And they kept saying, who was the guy that busted? And I said, I did. Because maybe I didn't coach him well enough that week for him to stay where he belonged. Mm-hmm. But what was the guy's name that caught the ball?
Sterling Sharp.
Oh,
he was a lion killer, man. Just so you know.
Jesus.
But
let me keep finishing. My rattling.
Oh, you're gonna stay on point. I'm running the interview here. Go ahead. What else?
We're playing the first game of the season. No, the last game of the season. We're playing Atlanta. This is Barry Sanders' first year. Just that kind of guy he was. His first year, we weren't very good. Either was Atlanta. We were killing Atlanta. Third quarter, I take Barry out. And the PR guy comes down and he says, Coach, he said, Barry Sanders is 9 yards short of being the league leader in rushing his first year. So I go up to Barry and I lean over and said, Barry, I said, is there anything in your contract that says you lead the league, you make more money? He said, I don't know. He said, are we going to win this game, Coach? I said, yes. He said, then let the other guy play. I mean, seriously. And that's the kind of guy he was.
That's a coach's dream, isn't it?
Brett Perriman. Brett Perriman, we're in the team meeting room when all the rookies came in. Mm-hmm. And I said, to be impressive, a new young coach, I said, all right, listen. I said, no one on this team has it made. Nobody. Everybody's the same. And Brett Perriman jumped up on his chair. He said, hold it. He said, wait a minute now. He said, you see that little guy sitting over there? He said, he wears 20. He said, you're not allowed to touch him. You're not allowed to tackle him. Nothing. You can't blow past him. And everybody was sitting there, we're laughing. We go out to practice, and Barry just runs the ball. He runs the end sweep, and this rookie, excellent back, runs him down and bumps him and knocks. Barry goes flying. The team goes running out there saying, you dumb, whatever. And he said, didn't he tell you not to hit him? And the player looked up like this. He said, he was serious?
That's it. That must have been something. Let me ask you this question. You had a badass safety. The Lions got two great safeties. This Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. Benny Blades. What kind of usage can you get out of a great safety like Benny Blades, or if you had these two safeties they have?
When I had Benny, you're absolutely right, Coach, of course. Benny Blades was the type of safety that could come up. He was strong, physical. He could come up and play over tight end. Mm-hmm. He could move to the weak side and play over a weak side running back. So therefore, the Detroit Lions, when you would run, you especially, would run people in, run them out, this and that, I would have my team just stand like this, wait for everybody to move around, and then Benny was the only guy that moved because Benny could play more than one position. Mm-hmm. Benny Blades was, again, he was a great guy, great player.
Too, nowadays you have a linebacker that has a walkie-talkie in his helmet. You can talk to him. And the Lions have this guy named Jack Campbell. He's out of Iowa. He's not the fastest guy, but he's instinctive. He knows where the ball's going, it seems like. You had a guy named Chris Spielman. Tell me about Spielman back in the day.
None better. I had a lot of good players. Maybe it wasn't me.
I was going to say, you got a lot of damn good. You had Lomas Brown and Kevin Glover. Your kicker, Hansen, never missed a freaking kick, Wayne. And you had the best running back in the history of the game.
Oh, geez. Don't even say it. I'm telling what happened.
Yeah, coaching's a bitch, isn't it?
But Chris Spielman, none better. Great attitude. And when we drafted Spielman out of Ohio State, they said, I watched film on him. I said, God, this guy's pretty good. And they said, well, he's not a early round pick because he's not big. He's not very fast. And I said, I've watched 10 games in the play. He said he goes from sideline to sideline, catches everybody. I said, let's take him. And we made a great decision by taking Chris Spielman. He was a superstar.
Mm-hmm. Last thing I had for you. You sit down, you're getting ready for this Green Bay Packer Detroit Lion game. What's your prediction? What do you think's going to happen in this game? I think the Lions got too many injuries, Coach.
I'm going to buy some more stock.
Are you?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's a good football team, Coach. I mean, it's they lean on each other. They're well coached. I keep saying that. I think Campbell's done a great job. I don't think They think they can lose. I remember when Alabama, when Saban was coaching Alabama, I think Alabama, before the game started, they knew they were going to win. Mm-hmm. And that's key. That's key, that you're going to go out there and I'm going to win this football game. I don't care what the score is. We're going to win this game. And Alabama had found a way to win it. I think the Detroit Lions have that mindset. I don't think they could lose. And that's great to have. I mean, it's like we're sitting in the locker room now, like you see, what do the guys do before the Green Bay game? They're sitting at their, you know the whole deal. They're sitting there, their little cubby hole like this. They got their shoes, they got the equipment all on. They're sitting there and they got different headsets on because guys like different music. They're all sitting there, and Barry Sanders would be laying on the floor. They say 10 minutes, and our players would relax like this, listening to music, and Barry would lay on the floor with a towel over his head like this. And when they said, for 5 minutes, coach, I would go around to each player in his cubby hole and just tap and say, make it as good as you can make it. I mean, hang in there, this is our game, et cetera. And then I would go all the way around, then I would go to Barry, he had this towel over his head. And I don't know if he heard me, but as soon as I got to him, he'd go like this. And he would shake my hand. So I would run into the coach's room and say, you know what? I think Barry Sanders is Superman. They said, why are you saying that? I said, because he could see through the towel.
You're crazy, man.
No, I'm telling you. I would walk behind and go like this.
We played the Lions one year in Detroit, and Barry was hurt. Barry was questionable. They weren't sure he was going to play. And Ray Rhodes was our defensive coordinator, and all our defensive coaches were in the coach's locker room. They said, hey, Gruden, go out there and see if Barry's playing. So you guys were out there working him out before the game, and boy, Barry looked good. Barry looked good out there. So I go back into the locker room, I open the door. I think I hit Ray Rhodes in the head. He goes, what's he look like? I said, he's playing. All I heard was, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Man, he changed the way you prepared. But, last thing, Wayne, you've coached a long time. And I really learned a lot of my football and my passion for coaching by watching you here in Tampa when you were the defensive coordinator.
Appreciate that.
What do you love about football, and what do you miss about being on the grass with the players?
People, the players themselves, conversation.
Yeah, me too.
Conversation, not over just about who's the left tackle, just say, how's your family? How you doing? I had players would come in. I'll give one more Barry Sanders stories, Lomas Brown. They would come into my office downstairs. They had a downstairs office, and they had a nice long couch on there. And then the players would come in and they say, hey, coach, how's it going, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so some days they would come in, they would have their, pants on, shoes on, shoulder pads, carrying like this. And Lomas would come in and he would sit on the couch. He and Kevin Glover, Chris Spielman, Herman Moore. And I would go to Herman, I would go to Lomas. What's up, big fella? I call him big fella. He said, he would go like this. The fellas, he said, coach, the fellas. I said, get it out, Lomas. He said, the fellas, they're tired. He said, their legs are heavy. He said, man, we've been going at it, coach. Can we get a little break this afternoon? Can we take this afternoon off? And these guys are all sitting there, they're laying on the couch like this, again. And I said, hold it. I said, where's Barry? So Barry comes in, he has his helmet on, shoulder pads, he's ready to go. And I said, Barry, how are your legs? You okay? He said, I'm fine. Let's go to practice. I said, practice, everybody.
Barry, he kind of ran his show, didn't he?
The team.
Hey, you know what I'm seeing too, man? I watch all these games today, and analytics is entered into the equation. A lot of these coaches, I think, are making decisions that you and I probably wouldn't have made back in the day. 4th and 4, we're going for it. 4th and goal at the 3, early in the game, we're going for it. Your guy, Dan Campbell, might be the most aggressive coach in the league. Ever. What, like when you're watching it, what are you like with them, or are you like, what the hell are you doing?
Only if it works.
Yeah. Well, that's how it should be. But what's your take on some of the decisions that he makes and some of these modern coaches are making?
He's amazing. He has great, like I said, and there you go.
Instinct.
He has great confidence in his players.
Mm-hmm.
He has great confidence in his coaching staff. They've put together a tremendous football team. It's a tremendous program. The Lions are going to be a team to be reckoned with for a long time. Mm-hmm. This is a good team, coach. I had one other thing, but we're learning out of time.
No, go ahead. I want to hear it. No, I want to hear it.
No, go ahead.
No,
It's your show, man.
No, come on. What's one more thing? What do you got?
It's on your show. I can't even remember, and I'm that old. I don't.
Well, you're coaching the Lions. You got Green Bay in here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You were a great motivator. What's your message to the Lions?
Here's my message to them.
Let me hear it. Let me tell you. Tell these freaking
I'm going to take one other story.
All right.
I get all these stories. You know what I mean? We're playing Minnesota, and it's 4th and this much. And we're on our own 30-yard line. And I said, punting team. They run on the field. They're going out there, and it's like maybe a minute and a half to go in the game, and we're up by 2. And I'm going, oh, God. Do I want to punt this ball? And they're going to get a field goal if we lose the game. So I kept thinking like that there. And as I was thinking like this, I sent the kicking team in. Lomas Brown, the big fella, comes to me and says, Coach, we can make this. My player. And Kevin Glover said, oh, yeah, we can make this. And I'm looking at, we're going to make this, and I'm looking at Barry just standing there like this. I said, and then Benny Blades tapped me on the shoulder and said, we don't make it, we'll stop them. I said, all right, let's get the team, let's go. So we go in there, and I said, Barry, the whole world knows you're going to get the ball. The team's going to get the ball. So we go in there, and we got 2 wideouts and everybody else in here. They knew Barry was going to take the ball. I knew it, you knew it, the fans knew it, the TV knew it. So when we had the 2 wide, no one covered them. They even had those guys in to stop Barry. So we turn around and give the ball to Barry. He takes 1 step, Coach. 1 step, bam, they hit him. He goes flying backwards. We've already lost 2 yards. Flying backwards, and he lands on his right foot, gets straight up like this, and he starts going to his left. They're chasing him down. They got 10 guys over here waiting for him. He stops. He goes back this way. He's running back this way, and there are 10 guys over here. He stops. He goes, Jesus. He stopped like this, and he said, heck it. He stopped, planted his foot, went straight up the middle, and leaped, and they hit him. You remember those hats those little kids wore that had propellers on them?
Yeah.
They hit him. He went, zzz, zzz, zzz.
He got the first down. That's great coaching, man.
He falls, and I say, oh, my God. Did he make it? Did he make it? The phones were dead. No one wanted to say anything. So anyway, they came up and they measured it, and we make it like this. Game ends, and we win the game. They doused me with water because they made that decision. I didn't make it. The team made it. So we're going in the locker. Now we're in the shower. I'm in the shower like this. I could have got fired. They would have fired me before I got on the bus. This is unheard of. So I'm like this. All of a sudden, the tap my shoulder for this big shadow, and it was Lomas. He said, I told you we'd make it.
Yeah, right. I love you, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you, John. Thank you for being here.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I will.
You're the best.
If I ever get a chance to coach again, you're going to be my defensive coordinator.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
Let's go Lions.
Go
baby.
Lions. You're the best. Sheila Ford, she's the best owner.
That was awesome, man. Terrific. Thank you, Coach.